just got out of church, and today's message was about being salt and light. Now, if you know me, you'll know that this isn't a new concept for me. It's something I've actively tried to live through every day of my coaching, inner glow, work, being a mum, and simply how I show up in the world. But whenever a message keeps coming up, especially around something I'm already working on, I pay attention. Not because I'm doing it wrong, but because I see an opportunity to recalibrate, to pause and really ask myself, how can I do this better? Maybe it's the athlete in me. I've spent years chasing marginal gains, looking for small adjustments that create meaningful change over time. So when I hear a message like today's, I don't just nod my head and move on. I ask myself, what am I missing here? Where have I become complacent? And where is there an opportunity to grow? And then something happened on the way to church this morning, and it's not a coincidence, but I was stopped at a set of traffic lights when one of those windscreen washers came up to my car. You know, the ones, they're like ninjas. They appear out of nowhere and just like quickly wash your windscreen in like 2 seconds, and before you know it, they're on to the next car. And I was so caught up in my own world, listening to gospel music and just, getting ready for church, and it all happened so quickly, and I found myself scrambling around looking for coins, and full well knowing I didn't even have any, because like most people these days, I don't carry cash anymore, and I tap my phone on everything, and before you knew it, the lights changed and I drove away. And honestly, it's been sitting on my heart ever since. Not because I didn't give him money, but because I didn't really see him. Like, I didn't acknowledge him. I didn't thank him. And I know I'm probably not the only one who's experienced that. It's just, it all happens so quickly. And I know we've all had those moments where life is moving just so fast, where we're thinking about the next thing and the next opportunity to connect with another human. And before we realize it, I'm walking into church, and the question is, where is the salt needed in your world? And that question just stopped me, because I realized this message wasn't telling me to do more. It was inviting me to be more intentional, more aware, more present, more prepared. And one thing it challenged me on was this: if I genuinely wanted to help when opportunities arise, maybe I need to be ready for them. Maybe that means keeping a few bottles of water in my car. Maybe it's protein bars. Maybe it's resource cards. Maybe it's creating blessing bags that are ready to go. Not because I can fix someone's situation, not because one act changes everything, but because I can choose to be prepared. And that really stood out to me from today's message. It came from the story of Elisha in 2 Kings. He didn't just treat the symptom, he addressed the source. And that's what's been on my heart and what I've been reflecting on. Maybe being the salt and light isn't about random acts of kindness when we happen to think about it. Maybe it's being or creating habits and systems and practices that make kindness part of who we are. Something sustainable, something repeatable, something intentional, a commitment to slow down, to notice people, to smile, to acknowledge them, and to make them feel seen. Because at the end of the day, I think every single one of us wants the same thing: to be seen, to be heard, to know that we matter. And while this traffic light moment is just one small example, there are opportunities everywhere, at work, at school, at church, in our families, In our communities, opportunities to be salt and light surround us every single day. The question is, are we paying attention? So maybe that's my challenge for all of us this week. Where is salt needed in your world? Who needs encouragement? Who needs kindness? Who needs to be seen? And what practical steps could you take today to be ready for when the opportunity appears? Maybe it's a blessing bag. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's checking on someone you've been meaning to reach out to. Maybe it's simply slowing down long enough to notice the people around you. Maybe, one person, helping one person, one act of kindness at a time, because that's how communities change. And maybe that's exactly how we're called to be salt and light.